Good evening, everyone. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak here in the AIWMI forum. So a quick introduction about Kristal and what we do and how we are bringing technology into the family office domain to help advisors, multifamily office platforms, and family offices utilize the infrastructure that we have built up. So quick introduction to Kristal first. So Kristal, in 3 words, you can think of it like a digital private bank. So imagine what a Credit Suisse does. Kristal does that, but we do it in the technology first way or digital first way, such that the kind of sizes at which we make access to investments available is cut down, so that people can do right sizing of their portfolios, and launch the strategies or investing strategies the way they want. So we are based in 3 countries: Singapore, Hong Kong, and India. We're licensed in 3 countries, and we work with a lot of partners. We have more than almost 50 partners in India, and I can see a lot of you are here. But I think the family office offering is something that is new. Because there's always a question mark in people's mind that how does technology come and change things for family offices? So that's something that I want to just touch upon, and I have a few slides which I will also use. But quite happy to make the session interactive if you want to ask any questions and go for that. So Kristal, again, the digital family office solution that we are now launching for our partners is basically helping people, either set up the infrastructure or use our infrastructure rather to set up their access to global investments that they do. So our focus for clients in India is Kristal for Global. So Kristal is the pathway that brings seamless access in a transparent manner, where families can work with their partners through us and use our platform to launch various kinds of strategies, investment portfolios, and bring that to the table. So if I were to just quickly go into what Kristal does, so what we do is that we are the like the advisor or trader to the advisors. So in our model, we function like a platform where our tools, our algorithms, our technology helps the relationship managers and advisors who own the client to become a lot more stronger, and you're able to handle either a larger number of clients, or you can drop the minimum investment sizes in certain products and basically enable seamless access. So to give you an example, today through our partners, we are able to open accounts for people in India through the LRS route, directly giving them an account in Singapore, where the DBS bank acts as a trustee, and we then further send money into the custodians, which is Citi, HSBC, through Saxo and Interactive. We also created a lot of pipes into funds, into venture cap, into private equity, and into various other, I would say, differentiated funds to enable access for our partners. So the kind of technology that we make available to them helps them. It gives them a CRM plus a wealth management plus a collaboration tool, effectively positioning them to become the Iron Man, from being just a human advisor. So the tools that we provide is the Iron Man suit, and that once the advisors don it, they become a lot more powerful in front of their clients. So that's the broad thesis, and we are more digital first. So people compare us to what we are doing in the wealth management space, vis-a-vis, let's say, Credit Suisse or UBS or Bank of Singapore. It's equivalent to what Tesla has done in the automobile space, which is technology first. When you enter the car, you see that a big screen, the algorithm that kind of controls the car, but there is still a driving seat where you can maneuver and put the destinations the way you want. And the use of AI and ML in our ecosystem helps us understand clients better, understand partners' requests better, and we can innovate pretty much every week, every month, every overnight, and deliver access and advice to our partners. So in terms of just looking at the whole plethora of products and solutions that are available, so we have we make an iOS, a web, and Android app available to our clients, through which they can communicate with their clients, get all the reports, and all the tools are there available to them. We have partnerships with brokers. We have a VCC set up. We also work with certain other banks, so that a holistic solution, what an external asset manager gives, that kind of solution for global investments is delivered to our partners for their clients. So, and in terms of the overall marketplace offering, there's everything from ETFs, stocks, bonds, REITs, all the way to startups, pre-IPOs, structured products, hedge funds. That whole stack is available all in one place. Onboarding is completely digital. So, when you bring a client to Kristal, you are the RM, you are the advisor. Kristal is the platform, but the platform can do KYC within a day. It's all through APIs and tech integrations, and all the reporting, everything is made available to clients. And frankly, I would thank all our partners, because they help us make our solution a lot better with every ask that they have, and we try our best to excel in that. So in terms of what is the technology aspect that's happening in which is relevant for family offices. So one is the whole aggregation of portfolios. So a lot of family offices, they want portfolios aggregated in one place, and that's something that becomes an ask, so that what is my overall asset allocation? What happened to my returns last year? What is the attribution, performance attribution? So all those things, analytics are made available to the advisors, who can then share with the partners, with the clients. So that's something where I would say there is still a decent amount of human touch that is available, because I completely understand that in this segment you cannot and you should not make it completely digital. The value of human touch is always there, and it will remain. And that's what our partners bring to the table, that relationship has value, and that relationship is something that has been made over the years, which should be respected. And technology should be used to strengthen that relationship. So what we've done in that direction, for example, I'll take the VCC format. Now, VCC is a relatively new concept that has been launched in Singapore, which is an alternative to what you used to have in Cayman and BVI or Bermuda and whatever the destinations where people used to incorporate a fund or incorporate an entity to manage their wealth. So Singapore being the wealth capital of the world in some sense, is positioned to take over a lot of flows or a lot of business from the Caymans, BVIs, or Mauritiuses of the world. And what happens in Variable Capital Corp is that when we set it up, we set up an umbrella structure which is completely ring-fenced from any other entity. And each umbrella structure has a sub-fund, which again is a separate legal entity. And some of these sub-funds we are using for launching our own in-house strategies, which is what our partners can use to launch their in-house strategies. So for example, if you look at this sub-fund 1 and sub-fund 2 that we are showing here on the slide, so under the umbrella, sub-fund 1 is what we run as Kristal, as fund managers, as a Kristal Founders Fund, where we manage money of the founders and some other key clients. But what is also available is a sub-fund where you could give it a particular name. You can control what happens in that sub-fund. It's completely ring-fenced. It comes with a Kristal account. It comes with a independent third-party fund administrator, an auditor, a legal advisor, a tax advisor, and all that infrastructure has been invested in and placed here. And how this works further is that the the whole interaction that clients can have can be through the app itself, the mobile app itself. So what that means is that the the distance between, let's say, Mumbai or Ahmedabad or Bangalore or Delhi to with Singapore, that has shrunk. Like we're doing this thing on Zoom today, and similarly we communicate through the mobile app. We have like a chat feature available. We have notifications available. So those kind of things, are tools are integrated to increase the collaboration that our partners have with their clients. So now what this does is, by use of technology, it reduces the cost that is incurred in setting up this infrastructure. So, for example, so that there are partners who then send clients to us to own a particular sub fund. So one family can own a sub fund, and all the investments done within those are basically in a fund structure. So any rebalance, any buying or selling is done at the fund level and not at the client level. So this has rebalance implications which are very friendlier. Reporting is only when there is a redemption or dividend. Tax incidence arises only when there's a redemption or dividend, and you can seamlessly rebalance, assets, whether it's ETFs, stocks, other funds, fund of funds, and you can set that up. So a lot of our partners look at using our VCC sub fund to launch a fund of funds. So you could come and say that, okay, here I have 10 clients interested in these 3 funds. So let's set up a segregated ring fence structure to invest into those 3 funds, where our partners become the co-advisors. We are an MAS licensed fund manager. So we bring that credibility from a Singapore license perspective, and can take care of all the executions, the operations, the reporting, and make sure that a seamless solution is made available to clients. So how technology also plays a role is in almost every step of the user journey. So what that means is that the moment we use a CKYC, or in Singapore a MyInfo, so the whole KYC process goes online. The LRS payments that happen from India to outside are pretty much done online for certain amounts, and all the forms which an HDFC or ICICI Bank needs are made available online to our partners, which they can just download with all the data filled up and just get it signed and send it to the bank. So the overall, let's say 2-3 years ago, the amount of time and the amount of pain someone had to go through to start a global portfolio, that has been cut down to like 1 or 2 days. And that whole seamlessness of having an account in Singapore is now delivered at the client's doorstep. So coming back to how the VCC functions. This VCC comes with broking accounts, with bank accounts, where the control of the bank accounts can be given to the partner and the client, or whichever way, and all the monies are then deployed into an interactive brokers or Saxo, or direct pipe into the funds is created. So the whole Kristal platforms, this whole platform stack that you see, the Kristal stack, is inbuilt into the VCC itself. So it gives a very seamless, segregated way for clients to manage their money and get the comfort that there is oversight from multiple parties, so they can sleep well at night. At the same time, just talking about Kristal's expertise. So we have a retail as well as an accredited investor license. Accredited investor being more high net worth, which is a segment that all families belong to, and there we have clients across 20 countries, coming from 50 plus partners that we have in India. So there are partners who bring families from Middle East and India and Africa, and we enable access for them in a seamless and transparent manner. So broadly, that's the whole digital innovation is now catching up to help cut down the lead time for you to acquire a client and also to service the client. So I'll give you an example of certain products that we've done. So for example, if you take KKR, So KKR private equity, it typically has like a 10 million minimum ticket size. But through our partnerships, what we do is we enable people to access the same investment with a 50, 100,000 minimum ticket. So we set up a pipe, a particular either a VCC sub fund or a trust account, which then feeds multiple people's investments, maybe 100K each, and get 10 people together to send $1 million ticket, because we kind of negotiate that with them. And so this was a big hit with some of our partners, because KKR was buying into Reliance, some time back, the Fund 4, when the whole Reliance investment started in Reliance Geo. So the whole idea is to democratize access, bring investments to clients where the first ticket that they have to start with need not be very high. So they can get started they can get started smaller and grow over time, with themselves. So the whole hurdle of not being able to start small is basically taken away. So that's one of the key value adds of access and global asset advice that we bring to the table, which is very useful for our partners and clients. In terms of just going a deeper into how this VCC or holding company works, so while there are different regulations because of which the amount of money that you can send, it varies, but in terms of wealth transfer, when it comes to setting up an umbrella entity or a VCC fund or a holding entity, then what are the tax implications? What are the best way to go about asset allocation? What's the cost advantage of utilizing this structure? How do you create a trust on top of it if it's required for easier wealth transfer to the next generation? So those things are, though that infrastructure is made easily available to our clients, and so that they can help the family offices get this solution in a much more robust and transparent and cheaper way. So you know that the custody of your assets is in Singapore. You know who the custodians are. You can get an integrated view with a click of a button, see what exactly is happening, and also interact with your relationship managers, who could be based anywhere through the mobile app itself. So the whole thesis here is to deliver a cost advantage, because it's technology first. And the reason that a lot of people don't get started early and don't think about how to plan for wealth transfer is because they think that there's a lot of hurdle, there's a lot of implications, and a lot of operational effort, which is what we are basically saying, outsource that to us. And we have technology and processes to make that a lot more seamless. So that's broadly the main thesis, that we kind of work with. In terms of other partnerships, so we have partnerships with other players who help in giving you advice on what's the best way to, or which other countries where a second passport is available. What is the best place to go for future education? What is the best way to get an EB5, and things like that. So a lot of, and what is the best way to set up a trust, and so on. So through those partnerships, we we enable those for our clients, who can then further give that access to the families. So I'll take a pause here, and maybe Aditya, you tell me if, because I know the time was very short, but should we just go into questions if there are any, or I can touch upon certain other factors and go deeper into this.
No, so what we'll do, Asheesh, is, this is the format we're following. We are asking the audience to send us the questions for each speaker, because we have limited time here. So we'll share those questions with you, and you can, then answer back. Audience, I'll also request all of you to please feel free to share your details in terms of your designations, your companies, and contact details on the chat window with other participants, and directly message us at AIWMI your questions and with the speaker name. So it will be easier for us to then get the answers from the speaker directly. So Ashish will just wind this up for now.
Okay.
And we can, once if we have more questions coming in, you can answer them, or we can have another alternate session one of the coming weeks for the audience.
Sure. So I'm assuming my time is kind of over because there are some questions, so I can take them now, or we can do it later.
It's absolutely okay. All the three panelists for the next session are here, but I think a few minutes we can always have, because after this we'll have a break. After the next session we'll have a break. So feel free to take a few questions if you want here.
Yeah. So I think just one of the questions maybe I'll answer. So there is a question about how do you get to know the product propositions that Kristal has. So I just mentioned that in terms of products, there is the whole plethora of assets available. Some of the most interesting ones are pre-IPO secondaries, where we set up pipes into various companies. So for example, the Kristal's Singapore entity, on behalf of our clients, is a nominee shareholder on the cap table of Grab today, on the cap table of Rubrik, which is a very well-known SaaS company in the US, on Udemy. Udemy and Coursera are kind of neck to neck, and Udemy is kind of a bit ahead. So a lot of this pre-IPO financing, is something that we do, where we take a block of shares and basically hold it on behalf of our clients. So everything from that kind of an asset class, where you see startups and pre-IPOs, all the way to as simple as mutual funds and ETFs, are all available on the platform. And we create these Kristal baskets, which technically can be like sponsored by a partner. So you could say that there is an AIWMI Kristal, which, let's say, invests into top 25 stocks, which has an oversight from Kristal as the co-advisor. So in a co-advisory mandate, we and the partner can together manage the rebalances of a Kristal. All the, let's say, quarterly rebalances are done in a way where there is the portfolio functions pretty much like a fund. So you basically imagine owning a private mutual fund yourself. That's what Kristal delivers, where you can call the shots with our let's say, advice and oversight on how to go about managing that. So you can get it co-branded, you can get it branded with your name, you can get clients into that, and the whole product suite is there. So Siddhant Raizada is on the Zoom today. He handles a lot of our partnerships in India, and any demos required, we'd love to get him and the team in India to do any product demos of the platform.